Hi guys, Bolt here once again. Today we're gonna do a destruction game. Destruction game on airport. Now do keep in mind that this game was recorded just before the latest hotfix that buffed autocannons once again, that rolled back on SMG nerfs, and that also introduced a lot of other things like tripod HMG accuracy by salvo and all other things that I will detail in a separate video that is going into all of these tiniest details. So in this game, we're playing against larger than, what is that, larger than :3 underscore, Dreader, Iron, and Muggle. And yours truly is playing on a team with Zeke, Kenobi is me, that's me. We have Chukov and Silton. Honestly, I could just do any replay commentary of anyone and just say that that's me, that I just changed my name. You know what, that is actually a genius idea. Unlimited content. But no, that is me. We're just doing a, just doing a little bit of trolling with Kebubski. But yeah, I'm playing as the 79, one of my favorite battle groups to play as. It's good for destruction games as well. I really do like just the versatility of the battle group. You have MiG-31s for long-range interception. You have decent infantry. You have actual good tanks. Good AA as well, like Tungushkas, Cubs, Strela 10Ms, and Manpads. Decent artillery. And all that kind of stuff. So Zeke on the right side, we're just gonna put it in neutral mode, is up against Mr. Iron, who's playing as the 82nd. 82nd Airborne, good for the beginning of the game, not so much for the rest of the game. It kind of lacks that punch during the later phases of the game. So the Spetsnaz here have already blown their load against an empty truck, I believe. They're out of range with their incendiary launcher, as you can tell. So they're definitely not in good shape, and they're up against 50 cals and airbornes all over the place. So on the left side here, I'm playing against _3, and it is going to be a rough one. I actually didn't want to invest too much into that forest, but he is all over that forest, and he's pushing hard over there. My main goal was to hopefully just go for this part of the airport, just defend lightly over here. So that is what I'm basically trying to do the entire time. I do have a Spetsnaz GRU moving through here, just to see what he's up to, while I'm moving another Spetsnaz GRU, a 30mm grenade launcher, ATGMs, and tanks and Cubs and Strelas and Manpads over to that sector. So we encounter the Jägeraufklär, good infantry, G3 battle rifles, these are 7.62, also the MJ3 is 7.62, so a lot of suppression from these guys, and he has more of them than I do of Spetsnaz, so we are falling back. And don't be afraid to fall back, guys. Don't be afraid to fall back. I would have already lost that fight if I wasn't running away. I will probably lose that fight in the end anyways, but it's delaying the inevitable, which is good because that is giving me time to get more units up on the front line. But we're gonna quickly go over here where we have Mr. Chukov and Dreader going at it. SAS has clapped the Spetsnaz GRU that was sent here. But we do have Chukov with the 30mm that is in a really nice place to kind of just give covering fire all across that area. Meta's team is moving up as well. That's going to be nice to clap any light armored vehicles. And we have more Meta's teams moving up. And just in general, we have a nice kind of spread of units. 30mm. Ooh, the Mi-24 got hit twice by the SAS. And they missed the third time, but they're definitely going to destroy that thing. There's no way. SAS are just amazing. 2nd Infantry might be one of my favorite battle groups to play, to be honest. We do have a full cap, and even in destruction, capturing zones is very important. It gives you income, and income means more units you can play as, and more units you can play as means more danger for the enemy, and then less less chance of the enemy of taking back sectors, and then just kind of snowballs through that. Over here, we have lost the initial fight with the Spetsnaz GRU. But we have a Resvetka Sapri moving up. We have 2 tanks moving up as well that I'm trying to just get some shots off with. Frag's broken. That is a very unfortunate critical effect that we got hit with. We did destroy the 2A3. I didn't even notice that, to be honest. We got a nice side shot there. I was kind of surprised what damaged my tank that much. But that was cool. Look at the new special effects there too. That is nice. But tank did its job. He managed to kill that command tank. We have now smoked off the area because we're, with broken tracks, and I'm trying to race a supply truck up here to fix this guy. But there's an Apache rocket that is holding off my other T-80BV. The plan was to move this guy up, and smoke in front of this tank to give it a little bit more time. But we got blown up by, I believe, the fire. I'm not even sure what hit it in the end. But yeah, left side not doing so good. We do have some infantry moving up to just set up a good defensive position. But in the meantime, I'm trying to focus on this flank here, which we are losing badly. The Plemka is not being microed by me here. I was not paying attention. But we do get some fire support from Silton's Rapira. This guy is on return fire, because the moment we open up, we're gonna die. Let's quickly go over to the middle. We have a couple of F-15 Eagles flying around from Iron here. We have no... Well, we have some AA there, but somehow it just survived everything with its 40% ECM. We fire at it with a Cub, we miss. Now it's firing or flying over the Tunguska. Ooh, nice, good hit. That was actually beautiful. Taking that out is a huge deal. So I have a MiG-27 flying around in the back. We destroy that Eagle, we destroy Roland. With our seed missiles. Luckily this Roland misses, and they have a reload time of 20 seconds after firing a salvo of 2. So we are out of there. That was a good seed run. Destroying that Roland 3 is a big deal. Those are 135 points, and you don't have a lot of them. So going back to the far right side here, Zeke is kind of on the back foot a little bit. But again, it is 82nd Airborne. They're good in the beginning of the game. But after that, they kind of lack the armor, literally, to hold the rest of the game. And Zeke is playing as the KDA, so he's definitely not making it easy for himself. But he does have really good infantry that it can just send out, and a lot of helicopters. Over here, quite an intense fight. Dreaders, Leopard 2A3 command caught out in the open here, getting fired at by all the Metis launchers, but getting in cover, which is definitely something I would have done as well. Good choice there. P-64 BVK firing ATGM at it. Let's see if that hits. Oof. That almost hit it, actually. That would have been quite painful. Metis team on the right side, though. Nice. Okay. That is beautiful. We have a nice kind of crossfire going on with ATGMs right now. Look at that. That one missed. Metis is 2 for 2, dude. I really like Fallschirmjäger Metis teams. Let's see if this one... No, that's gonna miss. Going back to the right side here, we have a huge blob of infantry. Zeke is marking for it so that we can possibly get some help on that. FLA, the 57mm, tearing that little bird apart. That is just awesome to see. F-111s are being called in. Man, 3 of them. A napalm cluster and another napalm in quick succession. MiG-25 bomber didn't actually do too much. Really, that's MiG-21. But it did stun a couple units. But the AA is doing some work, man. The Bucks, they're doing some damage. F-15, oof, almost got hit there. But 2 planes taken out, I believe. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. The Panzerjägers have been called out by Zeke together with flame units. Good combo. You have really good anti-tank and good anti-infantry. And more helicopters are being called in. The Mi-8, I call the gunship really, really powerful, especially if you get in range of the Gatling guns and grenade launchers. So going back to the left real quick, we are in danger. So we once again spot the enemy with the Spetsnaz, and I like to play the Scorched Earth strategies. I like to just bait the enemy in further and further into my area, and then hit him hard again with my counter. So the units that we're getting are Sappery units, and let's go into my point of view real quick. We're getting a bunch of Motostreliki now with BTR-80s, so we have KPVTs, PKTs, and the Motostreliki's are good too. They're not like shock training or anything, for that matter, but they're decent units to have. So on the left, we also have a couple of units that we just called in. So we have some Metis teams, we have a Sappery, and we're also moving in a couple of more Motostreliki Metis, while we keep the BMPs alive. We don't want to just sacrifice those guys. So we did lose the GRU, unfortunately, but we have a couple of units that we're sending in. All those Motostrelikis are going to line up here, and then we're going to basically just do a new push. So we're falling back to regroup and push back. You never want to just sacrifice units just to hold on to that area that really has no strategic meaning to us. On the right side, Zeke has cleaned up quite nicely, and this is literally in neutral mode. So 82nd has nothing left, somehow. And Iron is focusing on things that he shouldn't focus on, such as AA and A10s. He's going to lose that A10 And that is going to be, what, 200? Yeah, 200 points gone into the drain. Although these bucks are out of ammo. The buck has no ammunition in it. There's one OSA here that has 3 missiles. And it's gonna have to hit all 3, I'm guessing. I'm not quite sure. That Stinger team, though, is tearing those Hellies apart, so the Panzerjäger and Pioneer better moving quick. A10, ooh, lost line of sight. You got the MI2. OSA missed. Hit the second shot, so 2 shots to kill an A10. Let's see if it does that again. Oh man, that was close. Ooh, okay. MiG-29 from Silton moving in. Yeah, that's a toast. That's a toaster. So on the left side, as I said, we have an Igla here, by the way, that is evading all of Muggles and 3_ units. Quite hilarious, actually. These Motostrelakis are basically tasked with getting into a nice line and then attack moving straight up here. On the left side here, we have our Motostrelakis and the Resvatka Sapris just holding in defensive positions. BMP-1 PGs are now moving in to help support with their grenade launchers from down here. These are beautiful. They have the AGS-17 with 1400 meters range. So they can fire from like this position here. As you can tell, they're already aiming those grenade launchers. Look at the suppression that's doing. That is awesome. And that is only one of them, so we're moving the other ones in. We have 4 of them in total there, and we have some more Metis teams that we're moving in to help with. So now we have our own attack. These guys are kind of depleted. He is focusing on other units, like Fliegerfaust. There's how many AA units here? Jesus. That's 8, 9, 10 AA units. 10 AA units. Well, if you count this one, it's 11. And then we have 3 more, so that's 14, 15, 16. Yeah. He was quite pissed off by my planes, I guess. The Motostrelakis are moving ahead. This is basically my meat shield type of units in this battle group. And we're moving the BTRs up in the back. We have TO-55s that we're calling in now. Definitely not a good idea against Jaegers, but we're just basically going for it. And we're just gonna fast move those bad boys through. Tornado IDS coming in on the left. I wonder if we bought a MiG-31 for it. Not yet, it seems. We do have some decent AA here. But yeah, Mr. 3 definitely has more. So TO-55s, they're just gonna chill while the infantry moves up ahead. And we do have some mortars coming in now. We have a lot of 120mm mortars that we just called in. And here we go, TO-55s tearing that Fernspeyer apart. That was beautiful to see. Apache moving in on the left. We do have one Strela, but that is an Apache. We're gonna need some firepower for that one. But we have done really well against all these units here. They're now falling back. Jaeger is just getting absolutely hammered by the grenade launchers. And we are moving another Strela and more Sapries up on the left, so that is just fine. Over here, we're doing quite a big push. So Motostrelaki, this guy is basically designated to hold the back line and defend all these vehicles. And we're moving a couple more of them over to the flank, while these 2 are basically moving up front. So we're actually going to capture this Unimog, which is a nice treat. 348 supplies that we just got for free. And the Sapries here are also holding the back line. So TO-55s, I decided to move them into the Jaeger just to get some flames going here. They're not too expensive, 70 points, and they do a ton of damage. And the Jaeger is 45, so that's helping quite a bit. I move in the Mi-8, but as you can tell, with like, what, 15 AA pieces, or AA units that our opponent has, not a good idea. But then again, he has fallen back with all of them and doesn't have a line of sight. So that kind of helps us. So Apache on the left did some damage, but the terrain definitely helps us out over there. One thing that we lack over here is AA. We have 1 Igla and 2, you know, kind of more medium range and long range AA pieces. That is definitely an issue. We are calling in some more Cubs though. We do love our Cubs. So Apache, yep, that's gonna hurt a little bit. But what do you do against Apaches? You just call in a plane. We call in 2 MiG-27s and tear those planes apart with the 30mm here and try to avoid all that AA. We lose one of them, but hey, that is worth it. That is 230 points for an Apache. That is also worth quite a bit, but he only has 2 of them. And yeah, if we definitely lack AA, we have to take that out quick. But at this point, we're kind of chilling a little bit. We're keeping the BTRs behind here. They're all fully fixed and repaired and rearmed. These guys are not doing good, so I try to fall back with the Moto and replace it with a full squad, and also fall back with the TO-55 and this guy. And that is how you should play in Destruction. You don't want to just give away units for free. So I mark over here to kind of indicate my teammates that we should definitely push up there, because they're not, and it could be a good way to kind of cut off the left zone from the rest of the airstrip. And I always love pushing over there. So we are moving some of our tanks up, recon up front, tanks in the back, ATGM and AA all kind of scattered across the area. They're doing just fine. Over here we have 3 tanks battling against that Panzer-Grenadier, tearing them apart with the flame and just the raw firepower that we have apparently. And right now we have mortars. We have 4 of these 120 mils, and they're just gonna tear units apart. On the left, doing a fresh push. As you can see, Mr. 3, our opponent here, is definitely not gonna just sit back and enjoy that. The Motostrelikies are moving in, engaging the Jaegers. We have our Sapries and BMPs kind of just chilling in the back. Looks like we lost... no, we didn't lose a single one of the BMPs actually, that's nice. One thing that Mr. 3 is doing really well is supplying his units. We're not pushing up with these because my units are not fully repaired. So that's why I'm kind of playing it a little bit chill. Speaking of supplies, we have some on the way. So we call in, or Silton calls in a MiG-29 to try to go for a unit on the left, but he unfortunately does lose it to the last bullets from all the Gepards and stuff. So I do tell my my allies not to fly any planes over the left side, because it is not in good shape for any friendly planes. But the 120mm mortars are going at it. Look at that. Doing a good amount of suppression there. I love to see that, dude. You never really see the effect your mortars have. We actually killed a squad there. Jaeger is like fully stunned because of it. Yep, that guy just got stunned. He just lost a man. They're doing good work. So BMP-1 PGs, out of range of RPGs, I believe. Nope. Barely out of range, but he's too stunned to really do anything. And we have Sapries to kind of take over the front line, so we're falling back with these guys. We're moving the Sapries up to deal with the Jaegers instead, and we're just going to keep these guys on the back and repair them with all of our supplies. So over here, doing a fresh push, we have a bunch of supplies now to just take over this entire area and fix it all up. Once again, a plane was lost on the left. And at this point, I have called in Mi-24 just to basically keep this road empty. I don't want these guys to bleed over to the left side of the road. But with that, I move up the BMP-1 PGs, and we blast that Pioneer squad away. And the Sapries are now holding against a triple squad of Jaeger. That is not going to be cool. Over here, a lot of flames being used, and when I see units that only have anti-infantry weapons, I move in the BTRs, baby. You have to make use of neglect from the enemy's point of view. But we just blast these Pioneers away. We also have artillery right on top of them. That's going to hurt the infantry more than my BTRs, but that's fine. And that was beautiful. On the left, we have more units. Mi-24 here is getting hammered by the Gepard, so we fall back with that, and we move up BMP-2s, full of Motostrelikies. The mortars, once again, actually that's artillery from our allies, hammering the positions on the left. BMP-2s target the Gepard. They're going to take care of that easily. And that was a good bait by our helicopter there. But we did pretty good here. We pushed him back, but now we're up against Jägeraufklärer that has the Panzerfaust. But he has 1 RPG left, so we're actually fine over here. We do have some more infantry on the way. It just takes a while for them to arrive here. So on the right side, Zeke has pushed back, as I said. 82nd has a good early game advantage, but they just don't have the firepower to hold, so you really want to make the first push count when it comes to that. So we do spot his command over here. It was quite interesting to see. Quite a dangerous way to use that command. Now we're gonna get some mortars on him, and I really wonder what kind of damage that's gonna do. 120 mil mortars. Oh, they're moving though. We should have a good enough spread for those mortars to still do something. Ooh, direct hit. I think that got 2 of them. 2 of the 5 men. We're getting some friendly fire now. Wow. Okay, there's 1 dude left. And we got it. Amazing. Yeah, 120 mils. These are probably my favorite now. Really good damage that those guys are doing. So Chukov called in MiG-23s. Once again, I did tell my allies that it's definitely a no-fly zone. The F1, the MiG-31s are therefore the best kind of unit to use in these situations, where you can fire missiles from a really far away distance without getting into the range of the NATO AA there. So we are still pushing. This Igla is still alive somehow, and now we're kind of trying to probe over here with the Motostrelakis. We're quite close to, you know, the victory points of 12,000. The battle is still quite intense. As you can see, it is not just arty spam in destruction. I really do recommend you guys to try it out. A huge blob of tanks and supplies out in the open here. That is just tasty and irresistible to not attack. That is a huge blob of units right there. And those leopards are definitely not in good shape. We do have 2 new tanks here, TO-55s, moving in. I'm not quite sure what they're attacking. This guy might be firing at... Okay, that's a Fence Grenadier now. I think it was firing at the supplies there for a sec. Oof, man, that missed twice. That is unfortunate. So on the left, we have our supplies, repairing all of our units. We're kind of just chilling over there. We have some BMP-2s with Monostrelakis just on standby. And we have our mortars just raining hell on the enemy. Look at that, dude. Doing so much damage. I love it. I like mortar gameplay, what can I say? Look at that. Another man down. That Pioneer is almost gone too. Ooh. Is that gonna do anything? Oh, it did some damage. Let's see where we're firing at now. Oh, we cancelled that fire mission. It's so addicting to see AT or to see mortars. We're not getting as many hits now. Ooh, good stun there. That's another leader unit being used quite close to the front line. Very daring. Quite daring to use that. But we did push back the Leopard Horde. They're now going back to repair. Muggle is definitely using conquest strategies here. That is a very juicy target for an MLRS, and as you can see, we're gonna make use of it. We have artillery firing down on them right now. So you don't want to ever clump up your units like that. That is just asking for problems. So our 2 gas trucks got taken over, but no worries, we got to actually destroy them and get points, which is quite interesting. But we're kind of nearing up for a push, as you can tell. We're about 1,000 points away from victory. Quite close in terms of points here, so we do have to be quite economic with our units. And play it smart. No more plain sacrificing on the left, for sure. The Motostrelakis, Sapries, they're all nicely kind of lined up here. And so is the opponent with all of the Jaegers and Fuchs. It's quite an intense kind of showdown here when it does happen. The BMPs, I'm just playing it safe with them. Against Jaeger, against anything with AT weapons, you don't want to use IFEs in a forest, okay? You just want to use infantry. The mortars are on standby. They're not doing anything just yet. Over here, we're kind of just chilling. The main fight is going to be in this little patch of woods. So we're moving the Sapries up. These guys are holding the left flank down. Motostrelakis and Sapries are just going at it. We have a nice line that we created here. I wonder if I gave my mortars fire mission. I really hope I did. Oh nope, they're firing on that guy. Do I retarget? I would think that I retargeted. Oh, we're getting overrun now, but the Pioneers. Losing quite a lot of units now. BMP-1 Pidgeys. I had to move them up at this point. Jaeger are definitely gonna be a problem. Oh, we get some friendly artillery though. And we have our helicopters moving up, so I guess that was my plan instead. Well, we have beat them back quite a bit now with that. That is actually not too bad. Yeah, mortars are kind of sitting still. That was definitely kind of a neglect by my part. I could have used them a lot over here. But whenever you see infantry fall back, they're gonna fall back a little bit and repair. So whenever you see that, already like in the back of an area. Like if I were to fall back, I'm gonna fall back a little bit and then repair, right? So if the enemy kind of already is behind, that's gonna mess up my entire repair strategy. Tornado IDS coming in, it's gonna do a lot of damage. Yep, there goes 2 squads. Do we get to destroy a plane? No, we don't, but the game ends with a victory. Definitely a close victory though, I have to say. We went positive for sure. Zilton went positive, Zeke went positive, Zhukov went thick negative. I'm not quite sure what he lost, probably a lot of planes. My opponent went positive as well, more than I did. Shredder went positive, Iron as well, but Muggle, he was not having a good time. But in terms of our KD, Motostrelaki did okay, it seems. The 120 mils, beautiful units to use. But yeah, we lost a lot of units to Jägeraufklär in the beginning of the game. But otherwise, it's kind of a 1-to-1 with most units, so that was kind of nice to see. But yeah, Destruction, a lot of fun. Really recommend you guys trying it. And it kind of gives you a new, new experience per map. It really affects how you kind of play the game and how you look at the map and think of a strategy. That said, I hope to see you guys back very soon. Take care.